Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Friends Podcast, man. Thank you so much for joining us here. If it's your first time, thank you for coming through, man. We appreciate all the listeners, new and old, man, for sure. So, my name is Matt, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Rod, and this is the Friends Podcast. Make sure you check us out. We're streaming everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our socials. Right now, we got Instagram at the Friends Pod, but look out for our YouTube. It's going to start popping off with the shorts, and also we're going to have the TikTok start get going. So make sure you check us out. Start following us there, and appreciate y'all. Love.
Let's kind of start it off a little different. So when I'm at work, actually, we have these meetings every day, and we ask like different questions and different shit like that. So let me just ask you like a random ass question. Do you have a favorite board game as a kid?
My favorite board game as a kid, I'm gonna have to go with Monopoly.
I feel like everybody say that. Why though?
That really was my favorite game. I played it all the time with me and my friends throughout like middle school, high school, and stuff like that. We would play Monopoly.
Do you remember like
Other than Uno.
Oh yeah, Uno. I mean that's a staple for sure. You remember this game named Life? Have you ever played Life before?
Yeah, I played Life too.
Yeah, like that was my shit though for real. I used to love Life. I used to love Battleship.
Which path did you go?
I can't even remember. It was so much shit.
There was only two in Life.
It was like career and then something else.
Yeah, it was either you go the career, college route, or you don't go to college or something like that.
Yeah, I think I usually did the college route. And couldn't you you could die in that motherfucking you could you could do like a bunch of just random shit like have babies like a different life events. I don't know, that shit was always interesting. Like as an up and coming as a tween, as an adolescent. Like
You just had to get to the end.
yeah, pretty much. Battleship was dope too. Of course, like you said, Uno.
I thought that Battleship was actually like weak as hell.
For real? I don't know.
I thought it was just so boring. Like A1, B4. What?
Because you were losing. That's why you gotta know where they place the shit though.
Nah, just like the shit obvious. Once you hit one, it's like, all right, B4, B5, B it just starts to be like, all right, this is.
But it's like, did they place it east to west or north to south? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of dope back then. What else was dope? Of course, Sorry, Hungry Hippo. I feel like people don't
know Hungry Hippo.
Nigga, that shit was dope. Like you just keep pressing the shit and you get the fucking little marbles in there. I don't know. That shit was dope. No.
I was playing Tunk and spades
as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally was betting money like grown ups.
That's crazy.
Like playing Tunk. I lost. I was in there crying. They taught me early.
Right, they really made you cry. That's crazy.
Yeah,
how you gonna take that from a little kid? Like,
nah, he did.
That's crazy.
He gave me 20 back, but you know when you tunk out, like you got to pay double. So yeah, he tunked out.
That's crazy.
But I ain't gonna do double on you. Well, you still took it.
Damn, man. Before we get off of this shit, how you feel about like that? Like, was you on like the Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh cards type shit? Like, was you one of them type of niggas like really battling with that shit?
What do you mean by them type of niggas?
You know, like a nigga that really know the Pokemon cards and really pull out the whole full deck and then just know how to I'm gonna pull on YouTube.
I wasn't on Pokemon, but I was on Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I had a whole pretty much binder of cards, and yeah, I was actually I had hella cards. It was because someone else actually from my neighborhood, like it was some other teen. He got older. He was like, "Yeah, you can have these."
Okay.
And I already had a few decks or whatever at the time. I also had I was one of those people who also had the Beyblade. Like then the ball and then like in the neighborhoods would just be doing the Beyblades.
Boy, I'm telling you,
you was that nigga.
Hard. The Beyblades was so hard. I don't even know how they came up with that, but that idea just you rip the cord and this shit just spin
Yeah, I was watching a show. It was a cartoon. Then it came out into the thing.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched both. You used to try to do the moves like in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like you thought that would give you more speed or more. Like you start jumping and try to Beyblade it in. Nah,
Oh, and
that shit
then
was wild.
they had the joints that like bounce like with the spring on it, so like you rip it and then it
Mm-hmm.
bounce too. Like, oh my god,
I literally had a bunch of them. Had all of them.
for real, that's crazy.
Yeah, I would mismatch the parts, the pieces, and we would all like battle niggas in the hood.
Mm-hmm. All right, last thing, I swear. So like, we all done seen them carpets like with the carpets with like the roads on it, and you like put your cars on there, like your little Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels. Like that shit used to be my shit. Like just having them little model like Corvettes and shit like that. Like that was I used to love that shit. I low key want to get that shit framed, like the that carpet. Like you remember that type of shit, or you ain't give a fuck about that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Explain it more. Like, what did you do with them?
Like the Hot Wheels, like you remember Hot Wheels, like
But you're talking about carpet though.
I know you seen that carpet before.
Is
Where
that a
like
different kind of toy than the Hot Wheels, or are they Hot Wheels?
no, it's a carpet. Like it's a literal carpet that it has a road on it, and you put the Hot Wheels on the carpet, and you just act like you drive around the road, like with the cars. You never seen that carpet before? I swear everybody that's seen this shit.
Maybe they had something like that in my like elementary or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely back in the day, but
I know, like, no, when I was a kid, my dad he had like the actual track.
oh yeah, like the orange ones.
Yeah, it was a thing, and then you put the little pieces on there, and then it was like Motor Control Electric or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had like the little button, and then they like doot doot doot, and then you erase them. I
Yeah,
forgot. It's called like the boss cars or whatever.
Matchbox maybe.
Yeah, that my dad would buy those cars, and like he would have tracks, and I put them together. So I was more on that. No, I didn't. So no, I didn't have no carpet. I had like I had actual like the tracks.
I would fuck with. I never had the tracks though, like the electrical ones.
That seemed like if I was like a little baby or something, like maybe going around the carpet like. Like, but like when I'm older, like I was on the controller, like and like putting the thing together.
I was definitely probably too old playing with that shit, but that shit used to just be fun to me. Like I don't know, but yeah, man.
I don't even remember. Like that's crazy. Like I remember that story in a minute. I never thought about the shit that I used to do.
Sometimes you gotta unlock them little memories. Like, damn, I did used to get tunked out. Like that's crazy, man. Like but just share some childhood
Not
memories.
now though.
He said not no more.
The niggas try to fuck with me in Tunk and Spade, it's over.
I doubt it, but
So y'all know.
then we used to play Tunk in the apartment. I feel like we did used to play Tunk. I think me, you, and Pat used to sit there at that table and play. But I feel like he used to win though, like a lot. I wasn't no Tunk expert like that, but
if you say that, you probably just dick riding.
Nigga. What I gotta say? I'm pretty sure that nigga was winning. I'm almost positive. Like
I know. The only thing I remember is we used to play video games a lot, and it was a lot of 2K, a lot of Call of Duty,
a lot of 2K, Call of Duty. We was playing N64 a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't really me so much the game. It was maybe me just watching niggas playing the game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was probably me and Pat playing 2K or me and Josh or something like that. But
no, I'm talking about the dorms.
Oh, you talking about man? Yeah, that nigga would be playing Skyrim and shit. Like that's some of the shit I can watch you, but I'm not finna. I don't have the patience to go.
You had Skyrim, I thought.
No, hell no, I never.
You didn't? No. You not got on that?
No, that's not my style of game.
I could have swore y'all all was playing together and shit.
I'm not no fucking nerd. I'm not gonna play no Skyrim and sit there and be like, oh, I collected 60 jewels. Like, no, bro, that's not my style. But I'll watch.
To another world.
Yeah.
The graphics look dope though, but like, yeah, me going through, I never could fuck with it either. Like I don't know. I was more on the games where when I did play games heavy, I was like on Call of Duty heavy.
No, but you used to play that one game on the computer. I forgot what it was called.
Oh,
but you was really a master at that shit. I'm like, nigga, how did you get this good at this?
That's really because like high school, like I was on the games. Like that was like my real gamer years. Like this was Modern Warfare 2 and shit. Like I was ranking, like, but that's literally all I would do after school and sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was on Wolf Team.
That's what it was.
I was on this other season game. Like it was like the PC games, and yeah, And like it was just like a couple games that me and my friends would play, but when we played games, like we got really good at them. Like,
Cause that's all y'all would do.
yeah, it spent so much time on it.
You know, similar to me. When Modern Warfare 2 came out, nigga, I'm going to school. I'm coming right back. I'm on that
Yeah,
shit with
on
the
the
squad.
zombies,
Yeah, yep.
going crazy.
Yeah, I remember.
I
I
hated when
remember.
Gears of War came out.
See, I'm not a Gears of War nigga. Well, that's like
Me
a.
neither. That's why I hated when that game came out. My niggas started playing that. I'm like, I'm not getting an Xbox for that.
Oh, this Xbox is. Oh, okay. I got you. Let me see. That's like a Call of Duty Halo type thing. Gears of War. Let me see.
Yeah, Halo was Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sony. What they got? It was some other shooting game that only Sony got.
Shit, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember that shit. It was straight. I bought it, or whatever, and like, I don't know.
The Sony one?
Yeah, it's a popular brand.
I know I can't think of it
But
though. Let's see.
I was just on the Call of Duty 2K. And the thing about 2K, I feel like everybody's big on the my player, but I ain't never did my player once
I don't know
playing
why.
2K.
I fuck
Like
with that shit.
I only like playing against people. Like that's my only like fun part. Like I like the aspect of beating somebody like in person. Like I feel like me whooping somebody ass like physically. Like I know like they're playing me and I'm winning. That's what I like about playing games. I like knowing that I'm playing someone.
Right. But that's, you can do that on my player if you go to the park. Like you play actual people. You know what
It's
I mean?
like I could just play the game. Like, I want to just pick my team. They pick their team, and like we playing like I'm at the crib. Well, I think it's just like
Or you think it's Killzone the PlayStation one? I think that might be
that's
it.
the one. Yeah, it definitely Killzone. Right.
Killzone. Yeah, I don't think I ever played
Yeah,
that one.
I beat that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh that San Andreas. I remember I was playing that shit secretively because that was back when they was not gonna let me play that shit, but my friend let me borrow it.
I used to also I was big into skateboarding games, so I had like all the Tony Hawk games. Like I had
Yeah.
all of them. That's when I actually used to skate a little bit.
That nigga was trash at skating. No, nigga was garbage.
Only
Bro, that
thing,
shit hard.
I was about as good a skater as Lil Wayne is. Like I could do an ollie and I could roll around.
Oh, so you can actually ollie?
Ollie just means jump.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I could jump on a skateboard
Okay.
and like roll around. Like I used to jump off a couple stairs, like jump off like 3 stairs.
This nigga lying, man. I
No,
won't
that's
believe
not.
it till I see it.
No, we was really in that shit. Like my niggas was better than me though. But I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna cap. Like they can actually like flip the board, try to do kick flips and shit. I never got that good.
Why you ain't
But
stick with it? You weren't feeling it.
I guess I wasn't a real skater like that. Like, I don't know. I just knew it wasn't my lane. I saw niggas get so much better than me. Like, I was just watching them, and I'm like, man, I'm skateboarding too, and I'm like, I'm not getting as good as he is, as quick.
like why?
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm doing it. Like, you slide, lift your foot up. Like, this shit just wasn't working as like how his shit was working.
But I was just telling somebody the other day, like, if I could do anything, like any profession and be great at it, it would be skateboarding. Just because it just looks so cool. Like, it's wavy. Like, to be able to do that shit with a board and, like, your own feet. And then, like, grinding and fucking manuals and all that shit that they used to do. Like, that shit is so wavy to me. But, like you said, them
Why don't
Tony
you just
Hawk.
do it?
Nah, that's too late now. That's one of the things
No,
I
it's
feel like you
not.
gotta be. Nah. I feel like
Lil Wayne
I feel
picked
like,
that shit up at an old age.
But like you said, he all he could do is ollie for real. Like he can't
Nah,
really do
he
shit.
just became a pro skater for real. Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he became a pro skater.
Shout out to Wayne, man.
Yeah.
Protect Wayne at all costs, cause I know that codeine beating his ass for sure. But
I ain't heard about them seizures in a minute. So yeah, shout out to him. Rick Ross too.
yeah, when you said seizures, the first thing I thought about was Rick Ross. So thank God they ain't seizing up. But all right. First topic though. This was a post that we had seen. Say Cheese TV posted this thing a couple of days ago. They said, man was so heartbroken when his wife died in a car crash. He brought her, quote unquote, back to life for $3,000. He's on his third doll now, after the first two have worn out. Now, that sentence might not have made sense to y'all, but so this is what happened. His wife died, and then he made a doll of her. I don't know. Is this her real skin? This is crazy.
No, he made a sex doll of her.
What? Nah, bro. That's not what you saying.
That's what he did. He on his third one.
What
Again, worn out.
The fourth comment is nigga fucking the hell out of this doll. Bro, it ain't no way, bro.
Well, it's just like, it's crazy because it's like this old dude is like, he bringing her everywhere, like to the functions, when he going to the movies, like he's carrying this doll everywhere.
Everywhere, bro. I wonder if it's heavy.
I got it. It probably like, he probably got me using special material.
Bro, these comments, man. Black people, man, we funny, man. So one thing about us, we gonna be funny, man. Like, I'm just reading these comments, and niggas is like, most of them is about him fucking a doll. Like, that wasn't my first thought. It's like, oh, he gotta be fucking it. Like,
it's like, why is it worn out? Like, why is this the third one?
See, that's a good point. I wasn't thinking that far. I don't know. That's some interesting shit. Like,
I don't know. Is this like a good thing to do? Like, I guess it's like a sweet gesture.
I don't know. I'm like, did he put real pussy lips on there? Like, what's going on? Like, how is this? What's going on here? Like, I'm confused. But
to me, honest, I feel like you know how old men are. He might like this better. Like, she don't talk.
Nah.
Like, he can fuck whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just come home. Be like, bend over, mommy. Because it's like this Indian guy.
Yeah. I don't know. So your question was,
is this fine to do? It's like, yeah, like, like you really in love and you're not really trying to marry nobody else. Can't really move on. You just like, I'm gonna make a doll of her and stuff and have her just at the crib.
I feel like it depends on, one, how old I am when she died, and then two, how in love I am with her. Cause like, I feel like if it'd been like 25 years and she died, it's like, all right, well, like, you really the only one I know at this point. But like, if I had just met her 5 years,
like, how old are you?
I would say like, once you like 60 and up, like, yeah, you should probably do that. But
at 60, go ahead and get a doll.
But if I'm still 55, I'm gonna throw my gaiters on. You know what I'm saying? My zoot suit, and we gonna go. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on at the speakeasy. Like,
but at 60, you fucking a doll.
I'm not saying that though. I'm not saying that.
I'm just thinking like, it's only 5 years of that change. It's like from 55 to 60. 55, you put on the gator shoes. At 60, you fucking a doll and say giving up.
I'm saying that I might consider like, okay, well, let me go ahead and get this stuff with down feathers or whatever the fuck he did with the shit, just so I can see her face like all the time. You know what I mean? But I feel like at 55, I could still go find somebody. Even at 60, even at 65, I could probably go find somebody to spend time with. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He must have really loved her or something, bro. Like, there's some.
Obviously, yeah, to get a complete doll that look exactly like her. That ain't cheap.
I'm just trying to figure out like, what parts did he keep and what parts did he not keep? Like, is it her skin? Like, is it her hands for real? Like, her body? Like, I don't know. And then what the fuck he stuffed her with? Like, is it goddamn Lego blocks in that motherfucker? I don't know what's in there. Like, I don't know. That's scary to me. Like,
nah, I just think I could never do this. It's just too weird. It's too weird for me. I just couldn't have like it just be like waking up every day and seeing like your dead significant others. Yeah, it'd just be too sad for me.
Yeah, because it's really a reminder every day that she's not really here. Right?
Exactly.
And then it's also like, what did you if you really love talking to your wife and she died, and it's just like, she here, but I can't really even have no conversation with this.
No, you can have a conversation. That's just like going to the cemetery. And
well, go to the cemetery then.
But instead, you just at the crib, just talking, but all the time.
I ain't gonna lie, she look clean though. She in her outfit, that motherfucker do look clean though. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. He got a suit and a booted.
That's the third one.
The third one. That's why that motherfucker brand spanking new.
Yeah, he keep it looking new. He wore the first couple out.
I can't believe this nigga really fucking that shit. That's crazy. That's that. I hope.
So
I
at
hope
that
this.
frequency, though, it's like, man, he's really getting off.
He going crazy. His nigga going bonkers on that shit. He going stupid.
Like
Like
he coming all in that though.
I hope she's haunting him right now for doing some shit like that. Like I feel like this is almost disrespectful. Like you really just gonna wear me out like that, like and get a new me and do the same thing again, and then get a new me again. Like
I
man,
mean, her ghosts know what it is.
I guess so. I guess so.
Like the ghost will know.
You know, and something that's also interesting. I was talking about this the other day. Like some other cultural practices that might be strange. I heard that in somewhere in Asia, if the husband died, like at the funeral, they used to like burn the wife alive, and then the wife would have to die with the husband. So it was
It
like,
must have been like agent times.
no, it actually wasn't that recent. It was like sometime like 17, 18, 1900s. Like it was pretty recent. But they outlawed it now. No, I think they outlawed it in like 1840 something like that. But like that's also one of them cultural practices where it's like, what was y'all thinking? Like, why my wife got to die because I died? You know what I
That's the
mean?
thing. They didn't value women. So it was more of like a product. It's like, all right, what's the use of you?
Hmm.
Like no one else is gonna want you because like it's not practice for a woman to remarry. So you're just a widower for the rest of ever. They were just like in your housewife. You don't work, you don't provide. They'd be like, what is your use? So
That's a great point. I didn't even think about it in that lens. Yeah, that's true.
like
That's true.
it just was like, all right, we're gonna get rid of you too then.
Yeah, the whole family got to go. Well, just the wife, but if the father and the wife gone, it's just like, damn, you know. But
I feel like they probably will. I feel like they should make an exception though. Like if they had kids, like who would take care of the kids?
that is a good question. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
So
because
I
like, what's
don't
the point?
know.
Bro, this crazy. I'm still stuck on the fact that this nigga said worn out. Like these motherfuckers got worn out, bro. I'm hoping that it just means that they just deteriorated just from natural things and not from, you know.
Nah, he looked satisfied. And
You
this
see,
picture
I'm
with him,
getting,
his arm around her, like he
yeah.
looked
You
satisfied.
see, I'm getting mines. Get yours, nigga. I'm getting mines. No, but that's some crazy
I
shit.
don't blame him though. I mean,
I do. Nigga could have went and
I feel like
got
he just
some.
kept this to himself though.
Yeah, how did this news get out of here? Like, how do we all know this in America? Like, that's a great question to me. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But
I know he got like at least an extra one in the closet.
nah, for real, he definitely got him a little backup.
He got the
He's
one. He got two of his wives. He got the worn out ones. Then he got the new one. He going crazy.
what if he can get the one like from when they first got married, like one of them joints? Like, he really should have did that. Now that shit would have been like get different eras of her. You know what I mean? Like get the mom era, get the fresh married era, like all that type of shit. Like that would have been fly. But
That show would be too weird.
you think so? How? This
Yeah,
not weird already? What you mean?
that's even weirder.
How?
Like R. Kelly. Like I'm gonna get the young version of you.
I mean, I'm assuming I'm assuming that when they
What?
got married, they were both of age, right? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah, I guess.
You know, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, it's a little, it's pushing the limit, it's towing the limit. But
It's like I'm 70 years old and I'm gonna get the 30-year-old version of you.
that's a fly shit. That's a lemon pepper steppers. You know what I'm saying? Player shit. You know. But nah, like at the end of the day, this shit is kind of to each his own.
Yeah, float your own boat.
Yeah, that's moral of the story right there. But all right, on to the next one that we got here. So let's talk about.
Man, this story here with UFC's Dana White. If y'all seen the video, which many people have, this is UFC CEO, and he pretty much created it from the ground up. UFC is a fighting league. They show on ESPN and different networks and things of that nature, MMA fighting. And there was video of him. Well, first, this was New Year's Eve party. They were both drunk, and his wife slaps him, and Dana White like goes in the barrage and slaps or hits back on her. So let's start there, because there's a lot of a little bit of backlash and things that happen afterwards. But let's stop there. Um, how do you feel about men hitting on women? Like if they're husband and wife, they've been together for 20 years. She slaps him first, and then he gives her like a 2 or 3 piece back.
What you expect me to say?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
But what you
This is your
what can I
opinion.
say? What can I say? You asking me a tough question. Like, what can I really say to this? I mean, obviously, I don't condone men putting their hands on women, and obviously, I don't condone women putting their hands on men. But that's where it get tricky when the woman do it first. Like, what's the man response to be? That's where it get tricky. Now, I kind of err on the side of like, if you're a man, you should be able to have enough restraint to be like to take that shit on the chin and you know what I'm saying, keep it moving. But some people will say
You
otherwise.
both drunk
So what?
and you get hit. You don't think that's like a natural reaction when you're like drunk?
Of
You
course,
get hit.
100%.
Like maybe you would be able to show that restraint if you weren't drunk, but when you're under the influence, it's like you get hit. First reaction is like, especially when you're the CEO of a fighting league,
I'm saying like this
like
nigga. That's
you
what they
see
do.
violence, like you work with violence every day.
But what people not mentioning is this nigga had his hands on her wrist. Like he was trying to hold her wrist, and it wasn't like on some like, oh, I just want to hold your hand type shit. Like he was trying to hold her wrist, like trying to restrain her already. So some women see that as just like threatening because it's like you're restraining me. I can't do anything.
Or
So
maybe
that
he's used to it. Maybe at home he knew like she be slapping him, so I'm restraining her wrist so she don't hit me.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's possible. I mean this probably not the first time for sure.
I mean they've been together for 20 years, and they was apparently on a trip with their friends, family, on vacation for the New Year's Eve, going into the New Year's. Um, yeah, I mean to be honest, I'm not trying to make up any excuses. It was it's terrible to see two people, two adults, anyone fighting that they're not getting paid for. Like I hate to see it. Um, I'm not trying to give like support for either one really. I feel like they're both in the
No,
wrong.
no, no. Of course not.
I don't want to say that only he's wrong, because the same backlash that he got, she should get as well for putting her hands on him. So I feel like there's blame on both ends on that case, and they both should be putting out apologies. It's not just one person. It's like they both acted irresponsibly in that instance. So I
Hmm.
can't say it's the man or the woman in that case. I gotta put blame on both. So
I'm sitting here watching the video. So he slapped her. She slapped him. He slapped her. He slapped her again. Then she slapped him again. And then it was just like I think
and
they
then
broke it up.
their friends broke them up.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. Like, I don't know what to say about this. I just think that it's one of them tough things. Like I said, like what you expect the man to do, but then also, why was he holding her wrist? You know what I mean? Like that's restraining. You trying to restrain her. Maybe you're
That
trying to
is.
restrain her from slapping you. You know what I mean? Because you know, like you said, Rod, you already know what the fuck she about to do. So you trying to like, hey, hold on now, hold on, don't
You,
slap
you
me.
already you already feel her energy, like where she's going with it. Like you just like like 20 years of her, like you be like, all right,
You know what time it is.
yeah, like she ready to pop off.
So it's like it's tough to actually sit here and analyze that, but I do think that damn, I don't know, it's messed up. Like you said, both people were really responsible, and I
I
mean,
mean, it's just my opinion. I mean, you said what you said.
I agree. I mean, I think both people is responsible. Like I said, men should not put their hands on women, and in turn, women should not put their hands on men in that type of way. You know what I mean?
Let's move on to like what happened after that. So the next part of the story is he comes out with this apology, and as he should, Dana White talked about how he should have never put his hands on his wife. It got way out of control. They was on drinking at the Cabo San Lucas nightclub in Mexico. Um, and him and his wife, they're fine, and they've been married for almost 30 years, and they just want to keep this private, as of course anybody will want. And yeah, but I feel like in terms of his response to the altercation, it's the right move. Um, but do I think he should get any less treatment for other people who could have been in his situation as the same? I hate the little slap on the wrist when certain people do it. Just try to they say sorry, then everything just gets swept under the rug. Like I hate the Dana White, I hate the Brett Favre story. Um, a little sorry, then it kind of gets swept under the rug. Just not like I hate when they do it and the story just don't get picked up, not much media, and it just gets ignored. And then when someone like Kanye West or something like that, they do it every move of theirs is like highlighted.
But no, let's keep it in the same vein though. Let's talk Chris Brown. You know what I mean? Like people are still mad at Chris Brown, which understandably we seen what he did. But I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like if Rihanna forgave him, I mean, of course he did. He was doing weird shit with Karuti too and shit, like his next girlfriend. But people still ostracize him, and he's a pariah. You know what I mean? So it's like, why do sometimes I hate doing that sometimes though. I hate being like trying to compare the black and white experience, but like at the same time, it is sometimes it just be like it's different. You know what I mean? Like it just do be different sometimes.
It's very different. Well, like with the Ray Rice and certain NFL players who ended up hitting their wife and things of that nature.
It's nasty regardless. 100% is nasty and it's despicable. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
but it's just like there's always like a bigger backlash. Um, like it's just Dana White shouldn't be able to just say I'm sorry, then things just move on. Because if you were willing to, like, you literally suspended players or you cancel people music careers or even like sometimes like you seek criminal kind of domestic payment things of that nature from this person or public apologies. It's just like and then you put so many rules on like people's return and all that kind of stuff. It's like I hate how it's always when someone of my skin color complexion we can't just be wrong. We can't be human. But like when it's them, it's like oh they can just say I apologize and then just move on. They ain't got to step down from their position. They ain't got to. It is they just stay quiet in order to try to stay under the radar for a bit.
let's take it a little further though. Is there even a point to even do that? Like to even have these comparisons where it's like, because I was watching I was watching a video the other day of it was a boys' school in Florida where they would send like delinquent boys, like white boys and black boys, right? And it came out that it was a lot of shady shit going on there. It was they were being beaten to death. They were being sexually assaulted by the employees there, the white boys and the black boys. And the campus was even segregated where it was like the white boys stayed on this side and the black boys stayed on this side. But then one of the comments was like, I can't even imagine if they did this to the white boys. I can't even imagine what they would have done to the black boys. But then people was responding like, "Why are you making it about race? Why are you making it about race? Everybody suffer. Everybody suffer." And so that kind of puts it in the perspective for me. Like, is it even a point to just even make those points? Like, I think that's something that we
Because someone
know.
in the comments saying why you making about race.
No, yeah, it just sometimes shit
No,
just
I
be
feel like
making you think.
that's always like the comments. White people always try to erase what happened and be like, "Oh, why you trying to make it about race?" Even though some shit do be about it,
True, but I'm saying I just want to. Can we have a real conversation about like why do we do that though? Because I feel like we already
because it's a
know.
conversation that needs to be consistently told. Because if it's not told, then it's forgotten, and that's exactly what they want us to do, and that's why it takes us 300 plus, 400 years plus for reparations, because they're just trying to sweep what they did under the rug and not give us anything, like it didn't happen. The same way they did Native Americans, and now some of Native Americans are starting to get their land back, starting to get money for these casinos, things of that nature. They want us just to be quiet because they know they owe us a lot.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, that is true. But is there for so in every situation, do we have to bring it up though? I'm not even trying to be that nigga. I just want to have a conversation about it. Like,
That's the thing.
why do we do that?
It's just a sense of like giving up.
Okay, okay.
Like once you reach a certain age, you just be like, oh, it just is what it is. Like, because you just don't believe that it will happen anyways. Like that's what losing hope in it is. People lose hope and they don't want to work or fight for what they know is a justice or what is deserved to them. So that's how I look at it, and I don't see the problem with bringing up the topics because it happens so consistently, and I want people to hear about it.
And yeah, that makes sense. Like the story I was talking about, like it was the 1800s and the 1900s in Florida, and they already had a segregated campus. Like, of course, they was treating the black boys worse than the white boys. Like it goes without saying for me, but I guess that I don't know. It's just something interesting that I thought about. Like, damn, like we do kind of put ourselves in that lens a lot. Like when something happened, we'd be like, damn, but what if it was like with Brett Favre? We talked about it on the podcast with Brett Favre. Like, damn, if we would have did that, it would have been a whole different situation.
Because it's obvious.
It is obvious, you know what I'm saying?
It's
But
so
what
obvious to us, but it's just we don't understand why it's not obvious to everyone else.
to everybody?
To white
Exactly.
people, that's what's so crazy. It's like, damn, like why are they doing it? Why are they doing him like that? Like that's all he got?
We've been telling you,
Like,
bro.
I've been saying this like all the time in the courtroom. No judges. It's these are statistics now. Like this is year after year about like how they just spent more time on black people and black and brown people than white women and white people. Like it's just like it's statistically that's what happens.
And we talked about the statistics and with the income disparities. Like, it's there.
Yeah, it's just like it's so obvious to us because we live it. Like it's our skin. It's like who we are that we're being taken advantage of, and it's just like white people just like, I don't know what you mean. Like that's like like wrong is wrong. So does it really matter that he's getting this many years? And to this person's like they both was wrong, right? So it is what it is. He still was wrong. Like that's it's always like that's the annoying part of it. It's like yeah, they're both wrong. Like I agree with that because like you can't deny like yeah that they both did something wrong in the court type of sense, but the timing and like the judgment that's the inequality.
So maybe we should need to change our approach when we start to talk about things like this. Because if they not understanding when we talk and they try to, and motherfuckers be trying to like push back and be like, why are you trying to make it about that? Like, we're just trying to help you or let you see what the fuck really going on and what's been going on. So maybe we need to change our approach. But then also, it's kind of like,
It's more of an ignorance is bliss with, and they under like even some of them they do understand, but it's like it doesn't affect their daily lives and like why do it in a sense it's like why do I'm not wasting my time thinking about that. Like I'm trying to get this money for
right,
myself and
I'm
like
just living my life. I'm good.
and build
I'm
my
good.
shit up. Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like it doesn't do anything for them to think about all inequalities and shit that happened in the past. It's like
Yeah. And low key, if they thought about that shit as much as we do, that should probably break their heart. So they probably I feel like that's what you said it best. Like ignorance is bliss. Like they keep that
yeah,
to
it's
the
like that
side.
and they know that shit wrong. It's just like it ain't their problem. It's like, yeah, like I guess if it goes through the law court system, you get reparations, we'll just vote with you. But until then, like y'all just complaining, nigga.
Yeah. At this point, like that's all they see it as. So
Yeah, and
that
we
is what it is.
know.
So basically, so Ari Emanuel is the CEO of Endeavor, which I want to say UFC is under is like the biggest conglomerate or subsidiary of Endeavor, excuse me. And so he's, of course, as the CEO, you got to be the spokesperson. You got to be somebody that can say yay or nay, and somebody that kind of represents the the whole umbrella company. You know what I mean? So it's been said that in the past, when Kanye went on his things talking about the DEFCON 3 and against Jewish people and things of that nature, Ari Emanuel spoke up and was like, "Nah, we're not doing that." Um, and when Mel Gibson did what he did, he was saying racial slurs and shit like that. He was against the Jewish people and anti-Semitic things. He said we're not doing that. But some people feel some type of way because he didn't do, or he hasn't said anything, made a statement on what Dana White did on New Year's Eve. So
Yeah,
like the
and it,
domestic
and it was.
violence.
I'm gonna cut in a little bit here.
Go ahead.
It's the fact that Ari Emanuel, he put out, I think, a couple, like two op-eds and like papers and stuff like that against Kanye West. Um, a person, like, put this in perspective. A person he doesn't really he doesn't know. Um, he publicly spoke out and put out these two different op-eds against him, telling companies and people that his associates to disassociate themselves with this man and step away. All right, so now it gets into this Dana White. This is actually there's someone he's in business with, and Endeavor owns the UFCs. They have 100% rights. So this is someone they know, and we just talked about this story with Dana White. In its own video, it's him physically assaulting, domestic violence happening, um, and he hasn't said a word on this. He hasn't put out any op-eds. He's not trying to distance himself at all, um, and it's very weird. It's like, for this person that you had no connection with, you were so fine with telling everybody to disassociate with themselves and to destroy this man's career and things of that nature in his network. But when it's someone under your own umbrella, you're you don't have too much to say.
Radio silence. Like we ain't heard nothing.
It's like, what is it really about? Is it you just trying to be in the right and behind what's right? Or is it just like personal preference and you just, it's who you like and who you don't like? Are you for the truth and what's fair, equality, and like for the people? Or are you for um, bigotry? Are you for white superiority? Like, are you not for diversity? Like, what is it about? You in particular?
I think this one was kind of interesting though because we talked about Kanye, we talked about Mel Gibson, who both of those were situations where it was like they're talking about certain like people like that's they're some would say that they're exercising bigotry with the things that they say. So he spoke out about those things. But then this is kind of a different situation when it's domestic violence. You know what I mean? Dana White didn't say nothing crazy. You know what I mean? He just did something crazy. So it's like, I mean, to me, I feel like he should keep that same energy in a way and just kind of say something. You know what I mean? He got to say something about this. You know what I mean? We all done seen it at this point. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, he just really trying to, you know, tear Kanye down and tear Mel Gibson down, which Mel Gibson is a white man, so we can't say it's like on some like, oh, he trying to uphold white supremacy. Like we can't say that. You know what I mean? But Ari Emanuel, I don't know. I think maybe he just waiting so he can say something carefully calculated. That's
It's just because
going.
it's his money attached to it. That's why it's quiet. It's not a good business decision. So that's why it's quiet. It's like, like, but since that Kanye shit, he ain't no attachments. Oh, you can be very vocal, like all these different opinions. I know Kanye is just a very like an engaging person.
What does that mean? What's engaging? What do you mean? Like polarizing?
Like,
Do you feel like
yeah, just that's
polarizing?
what I mean, polarizing. Like, he's just a polarizing person. When that came out, there was just it was a conversation amongst pretty much a lot of people amongst the world,
Everybody
business,
was talking about it.
uh, yeah, from the top of the chain to the bottom.
And that's what happened when you get as famous as Kanye. When you say something that people find fucked up, it's just like, all right, well, now we're all talking about it.
You got celebrities on TV that was crying about what he said, but why ain't y'all crying about against violence against women and Dana White and canceling him? Like, where's the same backlash? Of course, that's the thing. It always goes back to understand. They'd be like, oh, the argument of we understand that they're both wrong, but it's just the inequality of it. That's the problem. Like even with the
What about
Kyrie
Mel
shit.
Gibson though? What about Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson was canceled though.
So what's the difference between him and Kanye? I don't remember what Mel Gibson did. That shit was so long ago. But
It
I
was some
know he was.
racist shit.
Yeah, I know he was saying some racist shit. But Ari Emanuel spoke out against that. So it's like we can't say it's on some black white shit. We can't say that. And that was years ago. You know what I mean? What could have changed in his mind where he was like, nope, we're against black people now. Like it's not.
Well, I mean, it's up to the audience. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know. Is one, should he say something about this Dana White, which I feel like he should. Let us know what y'all think about that. And do you think it's just some ulterior motives? Like maybe he is trying to tear down certain people and he not trying to tear down his own folks. You know what I mean? So let us know what y'all think about that, because I think it's an interesting conversation. Much like many of the conversations we have on this podcast, man, for sure. I think we got one more story.
Yeah, this last one here. So this is something that's just happening this year. It's a historic first. AI-powered robot lawyer would defend a human in the U.S. court. So what's our thought on that? A robot defending you? Are you cool with that?
Mm, I mean, not really. I'm not really. I don't know. I mean, number one, I plan on not going to court and having to defend myself, in any capacity. But if I did, I don't know if I would want a robot, even if it was an AI robot. I don't know if I would want that.
I mean, even like a traffic or something like that. I mean, you make it like court-appointed attorney.
I mean, if we know the robot get people off and it's just like, okay, well, yeah, if I go to traffic court, it can get me out of my ticket, sure. But I don't know. How you feel about that? Would you be jumping to get this shit?
I guess it depends on the case. So if it was something simple where it was just like a traffic kind of speeding thing, ticket, which that's actually what this is for. It's like an in-person speeding ticket. Um, I understand it why getting robots, because they already be complaining about not enough lawyers or not enough people to handle those cases. So why not just have like a robot defend it? Um, I feel like that's kind of how the court system should be. It should be more of a streamlined um, offense. You do this, you do that, and you get this offense, and like this amount of years, because it's the problem becomes when there's just like a bias between judges, and I it's that bias that I really hate. It's like this person could do the same crime in this state or this state in the U.S., but depending on the judge, this person may get 10 years to 5 years, or they can be two different people, different colors. They do the same crime. This person gets like let's say TK, he's been speaking out, talking about he was in an instance where there was another kid in kind of a similar situation, got 10 years of probation, a couple years served or whatever, and he got 40 years or 30 years still locked up so he can get on parole or something like that. It's just like there's a lot of times like that. It's just there's too much bias between what a judge can say, in my opinion.
To make the judges AI, don't make the lawyer AI. You know what I mean? Like I feel what you're saying, but a robot lawyer is not gonna help that. I don't think. I think that, I mean, like you said, it could be a streamlined process where it's just like, this is what it is. This is what you did. Automatically this, but
And I think it should be minimums. I don't think it should be the upper tier, like number of years.
it depends though. It depends on if that's a repeat offender. Like some people need to just go away. You know what I mean? Like some of these real murderers and serial killers, like take their ass.
See, that's the thing. Like, I disagree with that. I mean, this is your opinion, so go ahead.
That I said mine. Like, take the motherfuckers up the road. What you? How? Why do you disagree with that?
I think prison should be rehabilitation. I do not think it should be a throwaway the key situation. That's
I
not.
agree.
I don't think that's what prison should be, and I think that's a big problem. And that's why you got all these angry ass people that are just in there and just like once they get out, they're just going right back in, and they're just feel like they're pretty much going to war in there. Like it's not a place that anyone can heal. It's not a place that anyone can learn. It's a place that they all gotta close themselves in and stuff their emotions away so that they can survive. Like it's like you're going into that. It's like going to war in a sense. It's like you're in a survival mode.
And so I'm taking a look right now about like the recidivism rate, which if y'all don't know what recidivism is like repeat offenders. So, like if you go to jail, one time you get out, like how likely is it that you'll go back? So right now in Michigan, the recidivism rate is 23.6%, which is the fourth best in the nation. So it's like one fourth of people that go into jail and get out will go back. One fourth of people. So I mean, I'm with you though. I'm 100% with you with like prisons should really be some rehab type shit, like where it's like we really learning our lesson. We're really thinking about the things that we did, and we're really trying to become better people. I'm with you on that, but at the same time, that's not how it is. I don't know how we can get to that point because we need to understand what's the point of one of the points of prison and jail in the first place, which is cheap labor. You know what I mean? So if they gonna
See,
continue to
that's
get
the
that cheap.
capitalism part of it. That I'm just not with. I'm more with. I think prison should be a big therapy, rehabilitation. Try to get. I feel like it should be a place that tries to draw out emotions from people in a more positive way. Like,
I agree.
see, it should be a big volunteer thing where all of them should be forced for years to volunteer and help. Like, that's really what it should be, in my opinion. Like, you should be forced to help people now for the rest of your life. If you did murder someone, like you're gonna be forced to help people now forever.
No, I'm with you. But I think that people gonna want to have to change that. It seems to be very profitable for the private prison complex. Because it's still going on. So it seems to be something that's very profitable. So it's like maybe we can find a way to, I don't know. And with these big corporations, once they get rolling, like Nike is never going anywhere. You
I
know what I
don't want people to
mean?
steal my ideas either.
What? So you got ideas of how shit could change?
Yeah, like the idea I just gave, like that, like uh, that's not for people to just to take. But if you want to communicate with me,
Man, you acting like you niggas. That's not. That I'm sure there's many people that think that though.
it's always a hater. I swear.
No, I'm
Like you come
serious.
out
You
with
acting,
ideas, and like people always swear that someone else came up with it first, so they feel empowered to take your idea.
but you don't think nobody's ever said that before? Like, damn, we're doing this prison thing wrong. I'm not saying that you wrong or that you like late to the party, but I'm saying like you're not the first person that's thought that. I promise you. It's
Like
somebody sitting in jail right now
I
thinking that.
swear, the black guy who made the traffic light and the white dude who made, man, you're not the first one who thought like people should stop here, like, and just stole his idea and got the patent. Like, nigga, you wasn't the first one.
Probably. You're probably right. But I'm saying we all know how fucked up this shit is, man. Like we know. Like I'm not even trying to shit on you. I'm really not. But like, but still though, if you out there and you take that nigga, you know what I'm saying, take that nigga idea, hit him up and loop that nigga in, loop Ride in for sure. But nah, I 100% agree with you. Like that might change the whole trajectory of America because we got the most incarcerated in the world, per capita, and recidivism is high.
They should actually be used for things that will actually push us forward. I just think a lot of our tax money that gets spent for their food and they're just sitting in there chilling, harming each other is like that tax money is not being spent correctly.
It's
Like,
not.
there's a lot of things that we can have them do. They're just sitting in there rotting.
Motherfuckers be in there living good though. Sometimes they be in there with buffs on. They be in there eating McDonald's, Big Macs and shit. Like how? Like, how is these niggas doing this?
Like, I'm tired of seeing TikToks and them dancing in there.
Bro, like y'all, if y'all nigga don't read a book,
Yeah,
like go do something
over there making cakes on like bed frames. Like
crazy.
you need to get
It's
your ass to work.
you know that cheap
Like we can
labor.
actually have them work cheap later in bakeries or something. Like
But no, but why does it have to be cheap labor though? Like that's the thing. It's like modified slavery for real. Like niggas
so
penny on that. What you mean so? You can't be mad at. Don't be mad at that at American chattel slavery that we went through. If you're not mad at them getting paid pennies to do
no, I'm
cheap labor.
saying they getting there a reason why they're doing cheap labor because they did a crime. That's first off. That they're not there to get paid to do a crime and get paid full. Like so yes, like majority of their money. I don't. Maybe cheap is a bad way. It's like the way I view what cheap is in that instance, it's like there's still the same value that's coming from the back end of the labor, but they're not getting paid as much for the work. So I think that hey, them getting paid a smaller amount for the work is that makes sense to me. Like most of the money should go to the organization or whatever they're working on. Like, but when you say cents or whatever like that, I don't think that like. So if there's a job that pays what $10, I think maybe they should get $5.
So right now it says some Michigan prisoners are paid as little as 74 cents a day, or about 9 cents an hour.
Nah, that's ridiculous. That's not humane. Like don't pay me 9 cents. Just pay me nothing. Like just tell me that. Like what? Because there's nothing I'm gonna be able to get with like for working. I could work a whole month and I still ain't got $1.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
Nah,
This shit
like
is fucked
stop
up.
stop holding me. Like you playing with me now. Like
But I'm saying that's why the system is set up for that, and that's why people are continuously getting funneled in there, and that's why like it's incentivized for people to go there because it's like okay, we can get some more people in here, pay them pennies, but then we still gonna go up off whatever they doing in there. We're gonna profit. So like that's what it is at the end of the day, and so I think what you said is a great idea. It should really be rehabilitation and really somewhere where people can sit down and really think and really become better people.
and I feel like that's the thing. It's like people need to get these ideas, good ideas, actually out there. And I feel like we should be more of like humans in general. This is my general critique. Who am I to give a critique of humans when I am on? I guess, but
A human.
yeah, I think we think too much on things, and there should be more action sometimes. Um,
It's a lot of conversations.
yeah, it's too many debates, and that's just kind of what I view politics as like a big high school debate for adults. I think they're all getting paid in donations to just have a debate team amongst each other. I, it's just like they're just in the way of progression, like at a certain point. And I think when it's important issues require quick and decisive action.
hmm At least let's get started on something. Like.
When it's something that actually portrays to like climate or health of people, like that's something that should be immediate. That's not something that should be. I hate the debate amongst the health of humans, like COVID or like finding viruses or cures or getting money to people. Like that's not something that y'all should be debating on whether people need help or whether people need money on. That's something that's a decisive action. That's like that's obvious. Like that's what the government's there for. That is to help the people, and that's what they're voting on. That's the people who voted you in. So what are you spending all this time on doing that? Yeah, it's just like, oh, we're on vacation and we're gonna be on break, so we're gonna get back to this important topic to make them seem more important. It just puts more importance on them. It's like we're giving all this money. It's like what's the whole idea? I don't know. My whole opinion on it is just it don't make sense, and it never made sense.
But let me offer you this though, like, so if we talking about something like clean energy and like how we need to switch from gas to electric on a lot of different things that we do, like from coal energy to, you know, uh,
We don't have to specify one type of energy. We can just say renewable energy.
yeah, renewable. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, for that. So like, that's a process that takes a long time, but we still kind of talking about like what is it gonna do, or
It's
like
many.
how are we gonna do it?
Well, it's many countries. We're already penning laws saying by 2030, 2040, everything is going to become mainly renewable source. So all these things. No, these in different countries are saying the same thing.
But I'm talking about America specifically because you just talking about we just be talking about shit. I
No,
don't know what it
I
is.
think it just takes too long for us to get here.
But I'm saying, can we get started though? Because like let's get started. Let's start phase one. You know what I mean? It almost feel like y'all don't want to do the shit because I just keep talking about it.
I mean, we have though. I mean, there is more electricity cars. There is more different options when you're signing on to electricity bill. You have the options of going solar or getting your power from different places, depending on what state you're in and your policies laws. So it's starting to move in that direction, but I guess my critique is just like it's just not quick enough. It's not decisive enough. Like it should be moving how quickly technology moved. Like how we advanced there, like in terms of like health and coming up with cures and things like that. All this AIDS and all that money, cancer, things like that. It's like this should be a given. Like roads, schools, education, things like money should be funneled there. It's just like well, there shouldn't be too much debate on those type of things.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it just take too long.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's
it's
always an
patience.
amount of it's always an amount of money. But oh, that's too much money, so we're gonna debate on that, knowing damn way they need the money anyway. It's like why y'all debate on the other 4 billion? Go ahead and get this shit, the couple billion started and start funneling in while you're trying to debate the more funding or something like.
And then why is it even a debate? That's what I'm saying. Like when they debate, it'd be like y'all don't even want to do this shit for real. Like that's how I be feeling. Like y'all not really trying to do this shit. Because if it was, it's really a no brainer.
Yeah, it's always up to like a couple people or a couple states. But, oh, we're just waiting for their response. It's like, who are these? Who is you? There's millions of people that need help, and like we're talking about this one person and how he feel. What it's that's when I say America like the way politics is working out. It's just not it's not working. If that's the case, it was never meant for one or two people to have like a deciding vote. That's not what it was meant for.
It's not representative of.
A democracy that's not democracy.
It's not. I mean, we straying further and further away from it every day though. But let's go ahead and get off of this topic. Cause we could probably sit here and sulk in our democracy tears for a minute. But let's go ahead and get into love and hate, man. Uh, so yeah, if you heard the podcast before, you know we can go through 3 songs each, and we talk about if we love it or do we hate it. So we'll go ahead and get into this very first joint that I got for you. Let's talk about "Good Coochie." "Good Coochie" by Sauce Walker. Love or hate?
It's a great song. Like when I heard this shit playing, like I started playing Sauce Walker's latest album, Sauce Ghetto Gospel 3. And if you ain't went back and heard like those past albums, I suggest you should because every one of them are some of my favorite projects from. I love when he do the ghetto gospels, Sauce Walker. Like the because it's just like the beat selection and the way he like raps on these. It's more of a storytelling, um, kind of teaching. The beats are like normally,
It's like soul samples and shit.
yeah, or like yeah, soul samples or beats that seem more familiar to you from the past. Not always a soul sample.
Okay.
Um, but anyway, this good coochie track, man, this shit was fire. Uh, from the hook to the way he was flowing, it's a very like melodic and just go on the beat and the flow. It's not very lyrical or anything like that, and it don't really have to be. And I vibe with it.
Okay,
Did you hear
okay.
any of this ghetto gospel 3?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I haven't really. I mean, of course, I know who Sauce Walker is, but I never really dove into his music like that. Um, maybe one day, but no, I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah. So okay. So this is what it is. He was like, baby girl, a quarterback. She calling plays, hiding all the pain up in her eyes behind the Louis frames. Living like a Keisha, got her looking for Gucci Mane. Man, wear her Gucci. She wants Chanel, Prada, Moncler, Louis. She got good coochie. She wants Chanel, Prada, Monaco. Like it's just like I, I'm not saying in the way that he's flowing because it's like a different beat, of course, but the way that he's able to put bars together, like it's catchy.
No, and I done heard him on some of them soul samples. That's why I asked, like soul samples, because if when he be rapping just on the soul sample beat, it just be like the way he put it together is like, okay, hold on.
And that's literally what all the ghetto gospels are, though. Like, like it's pretty much a whole album of them. That's why I said I really like his ghetto gospel series that he got here, because it's just him rapping on those like soulful type beats, and that's like how he's rapping throughout the entire album.
I'm gonna have to check that out then.
It's also like kind of like a old school Houston kind of beat feel, southern, very southern feel to it as well. So I fuck with that as like that kind of music, that Bun B, UGK kind of sound. So like, I'm gonna go ahead and get to your first track we got here. We got Lancy Foe, Spirit of X2C. Ecstasy.
Yeah, shout out to Lancey Fool. If honestly, I don't know. I said it before. Like these
A
niggas
lot
don't
of
be
people
saying their
got
names.
got like so weird names now. Like that other one I've seen on this list, I'm like, I ain't even want to say that one. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he just spell it. You know how niggas just be using random letters to you be other letters. Like it's one of them
That
things.
shit is
But
literally like 20 letters though. Like what the like that, like how are you signing people shit? Like doing autographs? Like you can't spell that.
right. No, but this song, man, it's one of them. Like it's just a vibe, man. Like it's so. This is actually one of the songs I just keep playing over and over and over and over and over again because it's just like so. It's like let me try to describe what it sounds like. It just sounds like you're ascending. It just sounds like it sounds like an ecstasy trip, like for real. Like sound like somebody just popped some X and like made a song.
It was on Molly, huh?
Yeah, it had to be. He had to be on that shit. But like, it's just a beautiful, beautiful intro to that album that he just dropped last year.
You
I
on
just
Molly when you heard this?
nah. But you don't gotta be though. You feel it though. If you listen to this shit and you don't feel it, then like you're not gonna get it. But nah, this shit is just like it's just a real beautiful intro. He got a girl on there singing, sounding beautiful. Like,
How do you know? Like I feel like there's certain like which one of your senses triggers when you hear a song that you know is good?
hmm, what do you mean like the five senses? Like one of those?
Yeah, like I guess it don't have to be one of the five. Just like your one of your senses that triggers that, like in your brain, mentally, or like it's like just a feeling. Like what do you?
I think it's just a feeling. Cause remember when we had Nessie the
Like
Riddler
what
on
what
here?
what
Like
what what feeling do you feel like do you feel anything like when you know like something like oh shit like
it'd be like
did something like
chills.
click?
It'd be like chills. Like
Yeah.
when you feel the chills in your body, you just feel like some certain like something in your stomach, like not butterflies, but like you just feel that like damn, this shit just like this shit is hard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you feel like it just resonates in a sense. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if it's like vibrations like what Kendrick said. That he said it was just vibrations, just spirits of your ancestors. Or like to Pimp a Butterfly when he said that. Like
Could be. Yeah, I just think that's what it is, just a feeling. Like sometimes you just hear something and just hit you. Like, and then that's what music is supposed to be, according to Nessie. To really like, you're supposed to feel the music. You're not supposed
yeah,
to just
that's
hear
what
it.
Kendrick was saying for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact. So, yeah, but definitely got to say love. Got to keep playing this shit. So let's go ahead and get into your next joint. Let's talk about Bodie James right quick, who I think just dropped something recently. Bodie James, Footprints, love or hate.
Yeah, this is a most recent project. Bodie James, one of my favorite rappers. This new age, I would say within the last few years, he's one of my favorite rappers. He just came out with a new project. The name of it is, let me pull it up. Be That As It May, and it's Bodie James and Guns, which is seems like he's a producer. And I chose one of my favorite tracks off this album. Very soulful sample. The way he's rapping and flowing in this track, like he's put on a lyrical exercise. Bodie James in this track, and the way like he's putting his bars together, and like the way he's floating, like it's almost like it's reminiscent like how when I listen to Jay-Z and like how he just puts words together and like puts his bars like after each other. Like it's hard for me to sometimes rap back Jay-Z bars like today. More so than it's hard. It's not easy to imitate. Like it's like the way that he flows it. And Bodie James, like the way like he kind of put his bars together on this like track, I was like, oh okay, I see. Like that shit was kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love the track. So go ahead and check out Footprints by Bodie James. Um, Shout out to him. And I'm gonna go ahead and go on to your next track here. This is what I was just talking about before. Like I don't even want to try to name this. So you know this?
It's thousand band funny, like thousand bands, like you know what I mean. Thousand band
Uh
funny, yeah.
Phony?
thousand
Thousand
band,
man.
yeah,
Okay.
funny.
I need Jesus.
Yeah, I need Jesus. So if you don't know who that is, he's close to Uno the activist. He's one of them like SoundCloud like 2016, 17 era. Like he was, he was one of those, around Playboy Cardi, like one of those type of pioneers of the SoundCloud era. You know what I mean? But so last year he dropped an album named Eight. He actually dropped a few albums last year, but this one was named Eight. So I just picked the intro track. I need Jesus. So this one, thing about Fawny is his music is he has songs that I really love, and he has songs that don't hit at all. This one is one of those like middle of the road, like it's cool, but it's not one of them songs from this album that I want to keep playing over and over. So I'm gonna say hate, and excuse me, sometimes his shit just it don't be mixed right too, and this is like one of those examples. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say hate, but I'm always still trying to check out anything Fonny got dropping. So let's go ahead and get into your last joint. Lil Uzi Vert, man. I'm waiting on a new project from that guy. Just wanna rock. Love or hate.
All right, so just wanna rock. It's been putting up a lot of TikTok style buzz. People been dancing to this track. It's very rock feeling. It's very energetic, dance kind of feeling to it. When I first heard this track, I thought it was cool, and I think this track came out probably like a month ago or whatever, or probably a little more. When I heard this month ago, if I would have put this track on my love and hate, I would have said hate. But I feel like it's one of those tracks that kind of grew on me, and I kept listening to it. I'm like, I fuck with this. So I'm about to go with love on this track. I just want to rock by Lil Uzi Vert. It seemed like he's really been on his like Jersey, Detroit house kind of sound.
Yeah, cause this like some
Um,
Jersey club music. Go ahead though.
I'm kind of wondering if that's what the new project is gonna lean heavily towards. Um, he's about to put out a whole new dance wave. I don't know.
I mean, but we all know we done heard Jersey club music before. Like it's that same vein. Like it's pretty much the same thing. But I do like it that an artist like him put that shit in the forefront. Like he put a platform to Jersey club music. Like it's dope. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Drake had What? He had to walk so Uzi can run?
Yeah, Drake and Beyonce, because Beyonce did her little different little two step.
Right. Okay, so Beyonce actually had to walk for Drake to run.
Drake shit came out first though.
Oh, it came out first? Oh, he came out with that one track, but Beyonce came out with an entire album of it, though.
No, Drake album dropped before Beyonce's. It might have been like a month before, yeah, or maybe a couple months, but
Well, whatever. They wasn't the first to do it anyway.
nah, not at all. And people were saying that Drake heard that she was gonna drop something with that sound, so he just went ahead and threw his shit out.
Yeah, because he knew his shit wasn't going to be as good. That's why. It's a good plan.
He ain't want to act like he was copying Beyonce or try
He
to
knew that
battle
shit
her
was just a
number.
mixtape.
Pretty much, yeah.
He was having fun. The same thing with that London kind of sound he was doing. Like, that's all for fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you like rap Drake or R&B Drake more?
I hate R&B Drake. That nigga can't sing.
For real?
I don't want to hear him singing nothing. Like, don't sing.
I feel like I used to say that, but I feel like I don't like rap Drake no more. Like I'd rather just hear him sing, to be honest. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what song, like what recent song you like from that he's singing that you like.
I don't like any recent songs from Drake, so that's that's the thing. He ain't been singing, so I'm just waiting on that nigga to sing again. Like, but I
That's
love
why I'm
songs
saying.
like
That's why I'm like, what songs are you talking about? I'm like, he's not singing. And I mean he is singing a little bit on the new album, but
yeah, a little bit, yeah,
it's not. It's always like Drake is always a mix, so he's singing and rapping.
yeah. But like even the outro track, I love that song. Like I forgot what it was called, but the outro on Her Loss was great, and he was singing. Even like songs like Desires with Future. Of course, we got Marvin's Room, like that's a classic. We got like Just Hold On, We're Going Home, like that's a classic. Those are songs that I actually
Oh
love.
yeah, I guess it's fuck me.
Yeah, like that's the one
Yeah.
he was singing on that. I love that
At
song.
first, I didn't really like that song, but that song grew on me a little bit.
Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I prefer R&B Drake now, even though I used to like to hear him rap. But I feel like I heard
That
so many
shit,
other
that
niggas
shit, cap.
for real. I feel like no, I do. Like, what you
The
mean?
thing is, like, whoever's like writing them songs or whatever, like, there's a reason why he's not putting up them R&B songs, hits like that. Like, nobody's there really writing those for him right now.
What hits he got where he really was rapping? I'm trying to think. Like
Drake, most of
God's
his
plan was
albums are like top Billboard hits.
hits. I'm okay. So
Like song, like the whole albums are like top 10. Like every time he drop an album, the whole album be like top 100.
I'm about to go on his Spotify and see the top 5 songs. Wait for You. He was singing on Wait for You. I
I
think he was
mean,
singing on Pussy a Million.
the fact that this is just the fact that like he's hits, it's like it just he's a popular artist. So
I mean, he is.
so his albums are gonna be hits.
But I'm saying the hits, like the ones that, like his biggest songs of all time is God's Plan and probably
So I mean, you probably like when he did Rich Flex.
I don't really remember what it sounded like, but probably. Oh, that was the intro. No, I didn't like the intro to the album.
21. Would you do something for me?
That wasn't singing though. That was rap singing. Like it's that in between.
That's what he always known for though. He rap sings.
No, but Marvin's Room, he was singing on that bitch. He really was on
That's the
that
thing.
bitch
It's
singing.
like he don't do tracks like those for real no more.
Not no more. And that's why, cause I love Take Care. Like that's my shit.
Since Views, probably.
Yeah. I mean, or my favorite song off of Scorpion is Jaded.
Jade is the flip of the beat for the nigga off Hot Boys, Juvenile.
No, I don't think so. Jaded, the one when he was talking about Pretty Little Young Thing. Mm-mm-mm. He was talking about Georgia Smith, basically. He was talking about his relationship with her, and he was singing on that bitch. We done spent too damn long on Drake. All right, let me
Yeah, I don't know, but Drake's singing is terrible.
It's not the best, but I don't want to hear him rap.
I'm not trying to hear a whole album of the singing either. That's not what I want.
That's why niggas ain't like that. Honestly, never mind. You know.
All right, so this is the last track we got here. NBA Young Boy Black coming out with a new album.
It's already out. Yeah, he just dropped it on Friday and on January 6th, and then so I mean I thought it was the album overall. It kind of got them like I've been talking about this like this new wave of beats, like the Yeet type beats and like the Trippy Reds and the all the shit that new niggas be doing, like those new type of beats. So it's kind of like a album of those type of beats. The album is called "I Rest My Case," and so this one, I thought it was cool. I don't necessarily know if I want to hear Young Boy on this type of beats like all the time. Like obviously he gonna switch it up next time, but like I can't say that I loved it. I'm still gonna listen to it because I'm just a fan. I just want to hear his flows and like the shit he's saying because I just think it's be talking slick. So I'm gonna still listen, but I ain't gonna say I super love this specific intro song. So yeah, I guess I gotta say hate on this one. That might be the first time I said hate on the NBA YoungBoy song, which is crazy.
I'm just like wondering, like, Young Boy just like such an interesting case. I don't know what to say about him because it's like there's so much success coming to him. Like he's the most streamed artist right now.
Yeah, he big.
So it's like I can't give him much critique or advice because like whatever I feel like I want him to do is like you probably shouldn't listen to me. Like just do exactly what you're doing. Like it's kind of like Lil Wayne, like when you just skating on everything, like just getting on everything and just putting out hella music, and it it was not that people could really say. It was just like even Jay-Z at the tip of his head is like he's history. He's the best rapper alive right now.
True, but then right after that, it got to that point where nigga was not fucking with Wayne at all. When he started doing the auto tune.
That was after his court case, and he got fucked around. He came back, and then he was all on that real colorful, different style skateboard wave. So that's like right after he got out of jail.
I would say like it was like Sorry for the Wait. Like once Sorry for the Wait, the first one came out, like nigga was like, nah. Is that what the album was called?
I think it's really when he went to jail for me. That's when like he got out.
What do you remember what year that was? I can't remember.
2000 something.
I'm thinking like 2011, 2012. You talking about the New York case?
He only went to jail for like a year or two. But still, like that's when he was hot though. He went in like super hot, and like he pretty much passed the torch to Drake. And when he got out, Drake was like the hottest.
Let's see. Let me check and see what year that would have been. Was it okay? Yeah, because that We Are Young Money came out, which of course they had Bad Rock on it. They had a few different songs, so Drake was on that, Nicki was on that. So that was the beginning of Young Money.
Yeah, I feel like if he didn't go to jail, it would be different right now.
Oh, I Am Not a Human Being. That's what I was saying. Like once that came out, I Am Not a Human Being. Like niggas was off the Wayne train.
The Rock album.
No, the Rock album was
I don't know
Rebirth.
him. Like it's so crazy that he started that shit with the Rock and that kind of sound, that feel, and then all these rappers and shit sound rock, and everybody loving this shit. But he was the. It's like this was the first original dreadhead rocker, skateboarder, paint, like how he transitioned from like the hood, like I'm a kid, like this. It's literally Michael Jackson, like from a kid to a teen to an adult to like transcended to like this creative kind of Snoop Dogg-ish holy grail figure. Like I'm just a celebrity amongst celebrities. Like it's crazy for me. I don't know. It's just like I don't even know what the hate was for now. Like the hate don't even make sense.
It makes sense because he started the auto tune. Like when Jay-Z was like that DOA, that death to auto tune, like
That was
nigga was like, nah.
T-Pain. He ended T-Pain's career, not Lil Wayne.
It still applied to everybody though. Everybody that was doing it at that time, like it applied. And Wayne was definitely on that.
Jay-Z couldn't rap with Lil Wayne at that time. You got Death for Auto Tune. Jay-Z was not hitting. Like, come on now. That song was trash. Like, yeah, I'm not listening to that DOA no more. I'm not listening to Holy Grail Jay-Z. Like, no, like that whole run he had at that point. Like, he transitioned. Like his rapping ability is so much higher than what he was back then.
And so I'm taking a look right now. It looks like in December 2019 or 2009, that's when he went in. That's when Wayne went in, I believe. No, excuse me, on March 8th, 2010. So yeah, that was around the time when Drake was about to drop, So Far Gone and all that shit. And like you said, he blew up and then.
He passed the torch. I mean, the story's already out there like that. I mean, that's how history sees it.
But then why did niggas not fuck with his music though? Like I said it's the auto tune, but I feel like it was still fire though. But because I used to fuck with them albums back then, but I don't know. We just been rambling about some hip
I
hop
mean, it's music
shit.
shit. I mean,
Yeah,
it's love and hate. It's a music section, so we don't normally get too deep into the music topics anymore. But
yeah. Kind of just touch on them real quick. But low key, NBA YoungBoy might be Wayne. He
I
might be
think so.
Wayne. I mean, listen to the feature on Tyler's album. Like, ripped it. Like,
That's the thing. I want to see just how I want to see Lil Wayne and Tyler the Creator come up with a project. That's really what I want to see. Is Lil Wayne, Tyler the Creator come up produce Lil Wayne, Tyler the Creator produce album. That's what I want to see.
that would be
That would
so
be
hard.
crazy.
I think you said that before, and I was like, nah. But I think that would be hard.
That shit would be insane. And when I hear like NBA YoungBoy on it, I get the same feeling from Smuckers. When I heard Lil Wayne on the shit, I'm like, they're like, it's just like it's something about it that like I don't even know how Ty Creator does it. Like how do you even get them to rap like that? Like if they don't rap like that normally. Like this.
I don't know what it is, bro. I wish I could be a fly on the wall, but he, like, Wayne went in there and skated, like, literally skated on that shit.
Yeah, it's like almost Andre 3000 too. It's just like he's one of those people like just in the rooms like creatively. I don't know like how those ideas come up.
I'm sure he's not giving them bars. He not giving them bars. I doubt that. But it's still like, why do they feel the need to get in the booth and then like rap like that though? Like maybe they respect Tyler.
Most creative rapper of all time,
Who, Wayne?
Andre 3000.
What you mean most creative? What did that even mean?
When I say the most creative, I mean like you put this guy in the booth and you don't know what he's gonna come back with. Like you don't know what he's gonna do. He might hit a falsetto. He might just start on his jazzy kind of feel. He might actually start rapping real hood and ghetto. Like he might go on a little like his Rose or a Hey Yeah type sound. Like you just don't really know. Or like Sorry Miss Jackson. Or even when he got on Blonde, on Frank Ocean shit.
Mm-hmm. Did nobody expect that shit?
Or his shit with UGK on I Do. Like it's just like he's an iguana. It's just like I don't know what he blends in on anywhere you put him.
Exactly. But it's not that he blends in, it's that he stands out. Which is like everybody don't do that. Like you can't always, like when you get on the track and you're always the standout, that's not everybody's experience. Like that's not like maybe Jadakiss can do that, like maybe Wayne can do that. But like it's not like a whole lot of niggas.
That's the thing, even with Jadakiss, niggas didn't even look at Jadakiss like that until the verses and like people who's real big fan of Jadakiss, okay, like they think of him to stand out. But
Oh, now niggas love Jadakiss. Like yeah,
it's like, but Andre 3000 niggas know he was the stand out.
Ben knew.
Like his whole creatively, like his like he just transcended. Like I don't even is it music? Like is it music anymore? Like when I think of Andre 3000, it's just like I don't know.
That's still music, but he just put it. He does it in his own way. He don't conform to like what other niggas doing. Like he might throw a little styles in there. Like if you talking about the Frank Ocean shit, like he still was rapping that triplet flow.
It just don't sound the same.
It was just different. He just a different nigga, man. Like
I want to hear Andre. Also, I want to hear Andre 3000 and Kendrick work on a project?
I don't know about that. I'm good.
I maybe like a Kendrick Lamar and Andre produced song,
But who gonna make the
or
beat though?
like no, I'm saying like Andre 3000 making the beats. That's what I'm like Dr. Dre producing like Kendrick album, or like well Andre 3000 kind of making the beats and songs because he's doing all that. He knows how to play all the instruments anyway. He does that shit.
He don't make beats though.
Like, he was a part of making the beats and like
With like
I don't
organized
know.
noise. I don't know. Maybe he was, but I don't know if Andre 3000 made beats like that. Like I'm good. Like throw Alchemist in there. Throw
I don't want to
DJ
hear Kendrick. I
Dahi.
don't want no Kendrick and Alchemist. Like I don't want that. Like that. Like give Conway that shit. Like don't give Kendrick Lamar no Alchemist type beats, grimy beats. Nah, don't do that.
Now that you say it, I mean, I don't know. But all right, we just been rambling at this point. I'm gonna just ponder on that. Like, would Kendrick sound good on Alchemist? I don't know. I feel like he would. But if you made it this far in the podcast, thank you so much for listening. This has been the Friends Podcast. Yes, sir. And we out. Peace.
Peace and love.